name is Ashley Cano.
And my name is Stephanie Ariano.
And welcome to Via Cova Productions.
Today we're here with the beautiful and talented Via Cova,
A daughter,
a teacher,
a student.
and a businesswoman.
Need to mention she's only 19 years old. We definitely cannot wait to hear more about her. She's definitely leaving her mark on the world.
Me neither. Thankfully, we have the wonderful help of Alondra Ariano and Stephanie Flores to help us see the world through Via Cova's eyes.
Thank you very much, Ashley and Steph, for that wonderful intro.
My name is Stephanie Flores,
And my name is Alondra Ariano.
and we're here with Via Cova Productions.
As I mentioned earlier, we have with us today the beautiful and talented Sofia Covarrubias. How are you today?
I'm very good, thank you.
That's great to hear.
Now let's jump into a few questions. Via Cova, a very simple yet engaging name. How did you come up with it? I actually just took the three first letters of my name, and then, the last letters of my name, and the four first of my last name. My full name is Sofia Covarrubias, so I just took the Via and I took the Cova, and I've been using that for a couple years now because since I started in the Anglo market, a lot of people could not pronounce Covarrubias, so I kind of shortened it for everyone to be able to communicate efficiently with my name.
That's very clever. I would have never thought of that, honestly.
Thank you.
Now, can you tell us a bit about what's going to happen to the Academy when you're done?
Well, it's not going to turmoil, definitely. It's going to succeed. It's going to go a lot stronger. I'm going to leave some very good leaders behind who are going to be able to take control, being directed by me overseas, but also taking the initiative to form and become leaders.
And how many leaders do you plan to hire?
Well, I don't have a specific number yet. However, there is going to be a good number of leaders for the Academy to keep its structure and its order and its uniqueness.
Now, did you ever think you were going to acquire so much success at such a young age?
I didn't. I don't think we ever foresee the stuff that is going to come to you. For example, when I was little and I thought of what I was going to be when I was 19, I obviously thought college. But I never thought, businesswoman, or I never thought fashion industry. I was a lot more focused on my primary studies, but the opportunity comes sometimes and you just kind of need to go with it, and that's what I'm doing.
And are you glad you took that opportunity?
I really am. At first, I was very hesitant because it wasn't the normative thing to do, it wasn't like college, then business. It was like college, master's, then business. But it came and I just ran with it, and I think it has been one of the best decisions that I've ever made.
Seems like you have a really good pathway set for you for your future. But if you do, then why? I'm just curious, why would you leave that all behind now?
Well, I don't think I'm exactly leaving it all behind. I'm just kind of merging two things that I've always wanted to do and bringing them together. I've always wanted to travel and study abroad. I've always wanted to inspire young people to believe in themselves, to love themselves, and to inspire that to other people. So I think that by going on this trip, I'm completing something that I've wanted for a long time, which is getting to know new cultures, new languages, new traditions, but also bringing that back to you guys who are my students and to enrich your lives by exposing you to what is out there in the world.
It's very admiring. Now we have a couple questions from the audience.
What do you have planned for Via Cova Academy in the near future?
Well, in the near future, we definitely have a lot of fashion shows planned. The students are going to be exposed in a very good and bright spring-summer light. We are partnering with Blush Boutique, so that's going to be very exciting. There's going to be a lot of styling going on, a couple image changes for some models that are going to renew their style and their image through several of our stylists. And there's also going to be a lot of promotional events for the students who are becoming certified models. And we're beginning our master's program for those who are entering into the teaching side of modeling.
Can you tell us a bit more about the master's program?
The master's program consists of weeks of training that include leadership, include being involved not only as a model, but also as a modeling instructor. So the students are going to be able to acquire techniques and strategies to become teachers, instructors that not only teach the etiquette and the techniques of modeling, but also inspire those people to become true models, to become models that are professional. And not only models, I mean, you guys know, to just become better people. And those are strategies and those are skills that not everyone has prepared. So that's why we have designed the master's program, so you guys, when you teach the people, you go on board with all of the things that you need.
And what is your definition of a true model?
My definition of a true model is someone who not only believes in herself, but believes that she can inspire other people to project the person that they are inside.
What do you expect to get out of this trip?
I think more than anything, it's going to be the human experience. In my family, we were always taught that the nature and the enrichment of one's experiences, of your soul, of your mind, of your knowledge, was the most important thing. You know, above a pretty car or pretty bag or a big house. It was all about nurturing your mind and your soul and your persona. So I think that's what I'm most excited about, that I'm going to go to places that I've never been before, and I'm going to meet people that I never even knew existed, cultures that I've only read about or seen. So it's going to be very enriching as a person, as a human being, to just go there and travel and not only study my college degree and provide for the academy points of view and cultures and experiences, but also for myself, you know, to fulfill lifelong dreams.
Very nice. Now we're going to go with Gabby Gamboa, who has a follow-up to your question.
What place are you most excited to visit?
I think the most exciting one is Barcelona, Spain. Since I was little, I've always dreamed about going, eating the food, experiencing the culture, learning how to speak in the Spaniard accent. So hopefully it rubs off and I can come back speaking like an española.
Gracias.
What are you planning to do while you're on your trip other than studying?
Other than studying, hopefully eating a lot of food. I am so excited to see what every different place and every different country, every different city has to offer. I'm also planning to go shopping a lot because I definitely hope to see trends and styles that are not common here in the US that I can find over there, over the seas.
How are you going to keep in contact with your students?
That's actually going to be very interesting. I'm planning ahead of time to leave a lot of kind of letters for them that they can open at certain times, you know, like open this in September, November, December. So we're gonna keep communicating with that, but there's also going to be a lot of viral communication. So a lot of Skype or FaceTiming going on where I can communicate with them. They can tell me how everything's going, what the flow is happening, if they have any questions or any things that we might have not planned for that I, you know, can support them with. Stuff that we can go over from the students, from the people who are collaborating with us. So there's definitely going to be a lot of communication through the old ways of writing letters, but also through the new ways of, you know, Skyping and FaceTiming.
And are you confident that these methods of communication will work out?
I'm pretty sure they will. In my personal experience, I have friends who are far away, and we've been able to stay in touch through these methods, and it's not the same, but it's very effective. And I think it's also going to add a different mix, because I don't think any of us were expecting me to travel so soon into the project. So it's going to be a challenge to everyone, but I am very confident that we are all in that level where we can take this project into a better state.
And now a question for a young spirit in our audience. Star?
Sophia, could you bring me a lollipop from London?
I certainly will, Star.
Sophia also has a question for you.
I was just wondering, what made you a modeling teacher?
What really inspired me was to share first what modeling is all about. You know, the very etiquette-based, technique-based type of modeling that has its origins from Europe. So that's what really inspired me to share with the Phoenix young girls. Whatever.
I have another question.
What's your question?
I was wondering, what are you going to leave in charge for the
Well, that's a very good question, Sophia. There's not going to be one person in charge completely. It's going to be a whole group of models that are going to become leaders of the modeling groups, and they're going to guide us in a good path.
We were also wondering who are you considering for future teachers of the academy?
Well, isn't that an interesting question? There is definitely a lot of potential, and if it were up to me, I would probably pick everyone because everyone has the excellent charisma, personality, and leadership to conduct classes. But it's only going to be the girls who have studied their 3 courses and who are technically, by their etiquette, by their posture lessons, by their speaking lessons, technically prepared to give classes. So I'm not going to reveal any names to you guys yet, but it's definitely going to be a good bunch, a very prepared, formal, professional, good bunch.
Okay, we have a few questions from Jackie Miranda.
What would you say is your biggest fear of leaving?
Well, my biggest fear definitely has to be, first, leaving my family. Even though I have studied in a different city when I started college and I went straight to high school to NAU, it was hard because that was 2 hours away, so I couldn't come every day, but I could still come every couple weeks. But my biggest fear, honestly, Jackie, it's being away from everything that I've ever known. You know, I've gotten accustomed to Phoenix from San Diego. Now I have to get accustomed to a ship that's traveling miles and miles and miles around the world. So it's definitely a fear. Especially, I don't know if I'm gonna get seasick. Like, what am I gonna do if I'm nauseous all the time? So,
Have you ever been at sea?
I haven't actually. I've only done nearby cruises, but I've never gone go to the Atlantic Sea and travel. So it's gonna be an interesting fear to get over.
Jackie, another question.
Yeah, what have you done to mentally and physically prepare your girls for your leaving?
Well, the girls are mentally prepared to be very confident. They have this integral development within them that is going to project their image, project the philosophy of Cova Academy, which is all models are accepted. There is no size, no height, no weight limit or restrictions. There is also going to be a lot of inspiration driven by them. So they're mentally prepared to be very strong and very independent and to be good leaders. And physically, they have the runway down. They have what it takes in their techniques and in their posture and in their attitude to really take on good leadership for classes.
You're not thanks because they had a really good teacher.
Well, I can't help it.
We also have Greta, who has a question for Fia.
What do you think you will do when you come back?
Well, when I come back, I am definitely going to first be very happy to see all of you back. It's going to be a lot of weeks from being apart, but the most important thing is perhaps a really big fashion show, a really big one, to really show the world that the girls of Cova Academy were prepared and are prepared and will be prepared to lead on the next generations.
Thank you so much for joining us today, and we wish you the best of luck on your trip.
Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Now back with Ashley and Steph.
Well, this has been it for today's segment.
Tune in next time on
Via Cova Productions.
Thank you for watching. See you next time.